what's up everybody? This is GYPMBSH. Today we're going to do games you probably missed but shouldn't have, and it's going to be about Ico on the PS2. This is a severely overlooked game, and just not enough people know about it, but the people that do love it. It has this cult following because it is one of the greatest games ever, and when you play it you'll understand. I'm going to talk about it, talk about the game a bit, talk about my experiences with it, and also show gameplay footage. So let's get into this. Games you probably missed but shouldn't have, Ico. We'll start with the story. Basically, there's this kid, and he's born with horns. And in his society, they take all the kids with horns, and they put them in this huge, like, maze of a castle, and they lock them up in this cell because they're evil. So they shun them kind of from society. But something happens to his cell, and he breaks out, way out. He eventually finds this girl, Yorda, who you have to carry her through the castle. Basically, you have to hold her hand and help her over gaps and lift her up on things because she can't do much. So you're kind of you're her hero through like the whole game, which makes it awesome. Like, it makes the gameplay super awesome. Like, you feel like a hero and you want to protect her as much as you can. So that's it. The story's very vague, and which I like about it. It makes you draw your own conclusions. There's not much cutscenes or anything. Hold on one sec. Yeah. This game, Shadow of the Colossus, is made by the same people as Ico. It's said to be a prequel of Ico, and if you play Shadow of the Colossus at the end, never mind, I'm not going to spoil it, but you can see why it's a prequel. There's something with horns in it, a boy with horns, and it's a real similar game, but really you can draw your own conclusions. The story's so vague, you can choose to make them prequels, sequels, whatever, read on the internet to see their connections, or draw your own conclusions, and it's a beautiful game that way, and it's great to just interpret it any way you want. This game is really good. I think it has like I call it like the mall rats syndrome, I guess, or not syndrome. It's kind of gained popularity over the years, like the movie Mallrats. If anyone knows what that is, like the Kevin Smith movie. It came out after Clerks, and people crapped on it, but because Kevin Smith became so popular later, it gained more and more popularity on DVD, and now it's like a big selling DVD. The same with Boondock Saints. Who heard of Boondock Saints when it was in the theaters? But now it's everywhere because it's such a good game, or good movie, and this is such a good game that if people didn't see it at first, they eventually did and recognized it. So it's slowly gaining popularity, largely because of Shadow of the Colossus. So more people have heard of it now than they did back then. My experiences with this game, it's one of the first games I played on PS2, believe it or not. When I bought a PS2 from some kid in my high school, like freshman year, I don't even know when, me and my brother went and rented some games, and this is just a game we picked up on random. Never heard of it. Didn't hear of a lot of games back then, and I didn't have much money to buy tons of games. Anyways, and we played it, and we were just like taken aback, like playing this beautiful game. And like, I even said that word when I was back then, and I felt weird saying it with all my friends there, like, cause just the scenery and walking around, and you see like the sun when you're out on the ledge of the castle and you're looking out in the ocean. There's no music in this game. It's very atmospheric. You just hear seagulls and you hear the rush of water. The wind blowing by, and I'm sitting there playing this. I'm like, this game is like, it's like I'm having this gaming revelation is the word I'm looking for. I'm just like, this game is I don't know how to say this. Beautiful. This is a beautiful game. And my friends are like, what? And I'm like, you get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's beautiful. Like, it is. And this game is like, if any game can be considered art, this is that game. And Shadow of the Colossus is very similar in the same way. There's also no life meters on this at all. None of that. There's no life meters, there's no hit bars, there's no combos, there's no telling you to press whatever button. I mean, there's kind of hints, I think, but it's not like that. It just looks so good. So anyways, and I played this on PS2, and my brother was like, wow, this is PS2, this is what we have to look forward to now that we have a PS2. And man, were we disappointed, because this game was just so good that all other games after that like let us down. I mean, that's not true. Like, Grand Theft Auto, all that stuff was awesome, but and no one heard of it. Like, back then, everyone's like, "Oh, have you played the new Grand Theft Auto?" Blah blah. I was like, "Oh yeah, hey, have you guys played Ico?" And people are like, "What?" I was like, "Ico? Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. Ico? It's spelled I-C-O. You guys ever heard of it? This kid with the stick?" People are like, "No, no," and I didn't know at the time, but no one heard of it, and now more people have, and more people should, because it's a great game. All right, I'm gonna talk about the mechanics a little bit. You have to drag this girl around, and it's really awesome. You have to help her along. And you need her to open doors eventually, but you really want to help her just to help her, because you want to defend her. There's these shadow creatures that come out of nowhere, try to take her away, and when you're fighting them, you feel desperate, and when they grab her, you're like, no, and you feel for Yorda, and you just like and they pull her and they try to pull her in this dark abyss, and you just run over there with your stick and you're like, no, god damn it. You have to pull her out, and it's just like, it feels awesome every time you do it. You have to jump a gap and then go back and ask her, no, you can make it, you can jump. And then she jumps and then you grab her. It's just so good. And we're going to get into the gameplay. I'm talking too much because I want to show some. So Ico, gameplay, here we go.
Okay, so here's the gameplay of Ico. That's the main character there. And Yorda, the girl that you have to try to get out of the castle, and she helps you open doors and stuff. So I'm holding her hand here, and this is how you bring her along a lot of the time, is you hold her hand. As you can see, the game's real beautiful. There's this windmill you have to climb. If I explored the area more, those steps over to the left, there's a big gap there that you can't cross and she can't cross either. So this is like what you do in a lot of the game, is you have to find a way around and a way to get her over this gap or whatever, or door, or whatever's in your way. So you have to leave her, and you don't want to leave her too much, because these shadow creatures will come and you can't leave her alone. You have to take care of her most of the time. But I'm going to have to leave her because I have to find a way to get around and get her across this gap that is too big to cross at the moment. So you do a lot of platforming like this. I'm going to climb this windmill and try to find a way to get her over there. So she's got to wait for now. And as you see, the game looks beautiful. There's the windmill here. This jump's awesome. Ah! A lot of cool platforming, just figuring out how to get around. And she's still down there. There's a button you can press to call her, and the camera would center on her. And she'll come toward you. She obviously can't do all this climbing, so she can't come up with me. But if I call her, I can see where she's at if I press the button, which I don't in this video, sorry. So I made it up here, so now I can try to get around to the other side of that gap, which I do, and I've already extended the bridge, so pulling this lever isn't going to do anything, but it would extend this bridge out. And there's the button I pressed to call her, and I just called her, and there she is, waiting on the other side, now that this gap is manageable. I almost fell there. As you can tell, there's no music and everything, which I like the ambient sounds. And here I am pressing the call button, and I'm reaching. I'm telling her, you can jump, you can make it. And she does. Whoa! Barely makes it, but I caught her. And that's a really cool aspect of the game, and you help her a lot that way. It's calling her, helping her to jump gaps. Like right now, I'm going to climb, and I can press the hold hands / call button and help her up. And we'll move on together. And continue doing that. And all these doors they're all over the game, and she can open them, and only her. And so you can go in the door together after she's opened it. Now here's another thing. I'm trying to do the same type of puzzle. I have to leave her behind. But look what's happening. These shadow creatures show up, and they work for like the Dark Queen in the castle who want to capture Yorda. And this is what happens. This is why you can't leave her, and you have to keep your eye on her most of the time. And when they grab her, you're like, no! And you just want to fend them off, and you want to save Yorda. So you like drag her away, and you do battle with them. And it's you just gotta help her out, because these shadow creatures can take her away. As you can see, there's no life meter or anything. Like, they just want her. So your health doesn't matter. All that matters is her, saving her. So I just got hit, but all it did was distract me more. And they're trying to pull in this dark abyss, and if I don't pull her out within the next like 5 to 10 seconds, she'll get sucked in. I just got knocked out again, and you get up, you're like, no, leave her alone. And you risk everything just to pull her out right now. Who cares how many times I get hit? It doesn't matter. All that matters is that she doesn't get sucked into the darkness. So that's how the combat works. That's pretty much it for Ico. I want to show this video right now. This is like in the title screen if you let it sit. When there is music in this game, like right now, it's beautiful music, some of the best I've ever heard in gaming. So I'm going to shut up right now. But this will show a little bit more gameplay. And please enjoy the song, enjoy the footage, and check out Ico if you haven't. It's definitely a great game. So I'll leave you with this intro video. Please enjoy.